Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion, plays the Binding of Isaac AFTERBIRTH Plus, where we did really well yesterday on our daily. We came 29th according to Greedbot. That daily is in the books. 0.36 percentile overall. A very, very good score. Today's daily is my kind of daily, but you're not going to like that, because it is an Azazel run that goes to Mega Satan. I've got, you know, compared to the norm, I think I have more Azazel experience, because we've done so many Azazel runs to, like, fill time on the NLSS, that, I think we're fairly robust when it comes to our Azazel skill set. Now, to be fair, an Azazel run in which you're forced to fight, for points at least, you're forced to fight Hush, you're forced to fight Boss Rush, it can incur problems due to the range issue that Azazel obviously has, but, you know, I mean, even just getting Little Brim right off the bat does a lot to kind of sort that out. So I'm pretty unconcerned here. But yeah, I mean, in a way, this is, again, my ideal, for ranking purposes, it's like my ideal daily, because all you gotta do is play as well as possible. And as well just means, like, mechanically. I'm not saying I'm the best player mechanically. I can't remember if this is actually a tiers downgrade, or not tiers, but range downgrade as Azazel, but, can't open that. It seems like a range upgrade, not by much, but by a little bit at least. I'm gonna open the golden chest as well. I'm not saying I'm mechanically the best Isaac player in the world, because that would just be a lie. It's probably the best word to use to describe it, but for whatever reason, my Azazel playing, probably just due to, you know, the law of large numbers, has turned out pretty well for the most part. So I'm feeling like we're well equipped to do fine today. So we're gonna peep potential secret room. I'm stunned, actually stunned, that that's not our secret room. It could be here. Kind of a lesser likely position, but we got it nonetheless. We also got a strength card, which is good for Deal with the Devil purposes. We don't need Hanged Man, and we don't necessarily need the Fool card. Try for a second secret room. We got lucky and found it on the first glance here. And, sure. I mean, a range upgrade, you know, no. Originally, I was down with that, but, I think the range upgrade is actually worth more. The poison's worth something, it's not worth a lot. We've belabored that point, you know, for hundreds of episodes. How important is it to have poison when you get it? Is it a C+? Is it an A-? Is it a D? I don't know. It's a bit of a tough call here. So I'm gonna do what I do best, and we'll delay that decision until it becomes immediately pressing and more apparent. Because on the one hand, getting 5 extra bombs is okay. It's worth something. We could use the bombs. It's not just for points. Like, those bombs could have a purpose. And then Ghost Pepper is good, but I actually don't know if it works as Azazel. If it works, it might be amazing. Take Blood Clot, try to take advantage of the strength card. Not on this floor. That was just a god-awful way to take a little damage. Obviously, Krampus's head is, like, completely fine. And that is indeed what showed up. We took a little bit of damage, but I wouldn't sweat it just yet. I wouldn't sweat it just yet. Okay. No secret rooms there. Now we have no bombs, but I shouldn't really let that influence my decision, especially because, well, I was going to say we're probably going to get some right here. The Sun card, I think you should use it as a map if you need it, but probably more pressingly just to, you know, kill some of the enemies on this room. Like, the Sun should just kill that enemy, and then Krampus's head didn't quite get the job. And to be honest with you, we don't really need Krampus's head. We're still doing enough damage, like with Brimstone, that we have very few concerns in that department. We got an Emperor card. At least we found our secret room. Because we have money, but we can't access our shop, I think we are going to take the bombs. And this might be like a grossly incorrect decision, but I'm going to take the bombs, and I'm going to use the bombs to finance secret room access. We got 2 sacks. Gives a Hierophant card, which we shouldn't maybe use because we could find blank card later. Hanged Man card gives us nothing. And then we're basically out, but we can still look for a second secret room. And what's nice is that there's really only one plausible location for the second secret room, and that's right up here. We're looking for, like, bombs or key. Health up. That's a health up plus a health down. Question marks, pheromones. Bombs are key. We wanted bombs are key, so actually, like, this might all be coming together. Then we get bomb bag, which I think is worth picking up. And Sackboy. Dude, I think we actually, by the skin of our teeth, pulled that one out. And we might even be able to get a little bit more money out of this situation as well. Keep our deal with the devil chance alive. So, or keep our blood bank chance alive. And then I think you take the health down pill, and we're using that basically as a strength card, more or less. To give us more HP, but it's a little bit more flexible because we can use it to get HP even if we don't get a deal with the devil out of it immediately. So, okay, 5 more bombs. For all the damage we took there, I actually think we sort of held it together and made a positive thing happen there, which is nice. So we will, you know, take our damage. You got to take your lumps in this situation, and that's completely fine. I think, although it's always, you know, on your mind, George Jones style, to potentially use Krampus's head against the boss. If we use it on any room that seems to warrant it, I think we're gonna buy ourselves so much time when it comes to handling boss rush. It should be a little bit easier to get there at least. And then, of course, you know, it's not just boss rush. You gotta make the hush fight as well. So decent reasoning, I think. So that red and white pill is just question marks. We should be aware of that for the future. It's a full run reroll. Normally, I don't do this on dailies anymore, but there are some situations in which it sort of makes sense. You know what? Fine. Okay, you know, I'll go this way then. Mongo Baby is like, okay. It does not do a little brimstone effect, which is a bummer, but that's okay. I don't think I'm going to do it on today's daily because it just looks great already. So it seems like kind of an unnecessary risk for me. Wow. It ended up giving us the secret room. Kind of a surprise. I think it seems like an unnecessary risk right now. We're going zany as heck. As zany as we can get in the non-dailies. We're rolling into, I mean, if those episodes haven't come out yet, we're rolling into garbage. We're rolling from, like, a house on the Hollywood Hills into, like, you know, a love shack at the side of the road in Players Unknown Battlegrounds. So I don't feel like we're at a detriment from the Zane department right now. The Department of Zane. So you take Diplopia, and one way to use this is obviously to get, deal with the devil doubles for free, or you could use it to get a bunch of boss rush items for free, but I'm just gonna use it, you know, as is right now. Well, you take PhD first, which is gonna give us a pill. The pill is I found pills. And we get an I'm drowsy pill, which is okay, whatever. And the health down pill becomes a health up pill, so we can rock something else here. And then, I mean, you kind of maybe just pump out Ace of Diamonds right now and turn everything else into pennies. And you can buy a PhD, which would give you another, good pill. But I think we'll just go like Mom's Nun's Habit instead. Well, who do you think, you know, the nun is? Obviously it's Mom, but that's just a theory. A game theory. Sorry, I sneeze every time I mention game theory. It's a weird perk I have. And by perk, I mean disease? I don't know. Anyway, I think we made right-ish decisions there. We still got the strength card, and it, you know, it still sort of provides us with a benefit. PhD's nice, Nun's Habit's nice, and we still got enough money to maybe get an arcade on the next floor, so I ain't sweating it very much at all here. Secret room? No, come on, it's not a secret room. We've already been to the secret room, you dummy. Second secret room has nothing. And we're missing one room here, but I think that's an acceptable cost. Or rather, I should say, I think it's unacceptable for us to go back to try to do one room. Just to get the exploration bonus and whatever else we might get out of that room. So we are looking at potential deals with the Angel coming up here, and I'm excited about that. That adds a little bit of Zane into this run. The top score today is in like the 60s, and if you want to get front page, you got to be in the 50s, which to me basically means you just have to play really, really well. And if you can, you know, get a blank card or otherwise like break the run with some kind of breaking engine, you know, like, I mean, this is not really the most eloquent way to explain it, but to have cursed dice or something like that, cracked dice, and be able to make that pop off in one of the many mercurial ways in which you do. And I say you there, not as the royal you, because obviously I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to that. Counterfeit penny, interesting, you know, worth something. But ace of clubs, chariot. I'm just gonna pop some of these to get him out of the way. I don't really want to lose tapeworm. I like having the extra range as Azazel, and I think it's gonna lead to us taking less damage. You might be saying, hey, moron, you re-rolled your strength card into a bomb. Yeah, no, I know. I think that's a decent idea here. You think that's a secret room? No. I think it's a decent idea here. I don't think a strength card is worth very much right now, when we've got 3 HP. Sacks are keeping us, like, in a great spot here. Just don't take too long. We still are ahead of schedule for boss rush, but not by a ton. At least not necessarily. Okay, hear me out here again. This is like, it's not for points, but this is a play I probably would not make on a daily. Or on a non-daily, I should say. We're gonna turn needless consumables into 4 keys, and we're gonna keep our hermit card in order to do that and save a little bit of money. Sure, I mean, 7 cents. We'll take Poke Go. Throw this down here. We don't need the box of trinkets. It's not necessarily bad, but we definitely do not need it. Same thing with Mama Mega. I know there's a card there that might be useful, but Buddy in a box? Like, is it that good? I don't think it's that good. Ventricular Razor has got some value too. We're looking for something a little bit better. Like, Converter doesn't do it for us either here. Okay, I mean, there's always value in Swallowed Penny, and Dull Razor can be interesting. But I think, yeah, Jumper Cables is fine. So, the more enemies you kill, the more this will get charged up, and I'm always happy to see Forever Alone, unless we need, like, a game-winning item instantly. I'm always happy to see Forever Alone. So let's just keep it moving here. You're in a good spot. You know this is probably going to lead to the boss. We'll take our Eternal Heart. Doesn't necessarily mean we can't do an arcade on this floor. I mean, we've got the HP to take whatever we want. Or, you know, to phrase it like Liv Tyler in the Lord of the Rings films, if you want it, come and claim it. To phrase it like Madonna from... We don't need it. We just don't need it. Madonna from her music song / video 4 minutes to save the world. If you want it, you already got it. That was actually like almost on pitch, which is about as good as it gets for Northernlion singing. So, true story. An ex-girlfriend of mine and I, wouldn't say we had a fight, but had sort of like a little bit of an argument. She had good taste, actually, but one day she showed me 4 Minutes by Madonna, and she was like, check it out. This is one of the best songs I've ever heard in my life. And I listened to it, and I was like, it's all right. I don't think it's that amazing. I don't think it's garbage, but I don't think it's that amazing. And she was like, are you really, like, you're being serious? You don't appreciate the artistry of this song? I don't know why that was the... You know, everybody gets that. Sometimes I'm like, you know, hey, you know, Creed stinks, in my opinion. If what you're, as always, entitled to listen whatever you want to listen to, bothers me little. Judge me not by my top 10 albums of all time. Judge me by the way that I treat other people in public and yell at them for, you know, going to the deli counter, etc., etc. But happier with the Fool card just in case we need it. You know, I'll be like, I don't really like Creed, but I sort of think that My Own Prison is actually like an 8 out of 10. Despite the fact that it's a little ridiculous. And people go, NL, you're out of your mind. No. And you're probably right, but for whatever reason, that song, like, can worm its way into my brain, even though I recognize that it might be bad. And, you know, definitely, for whatever reason, 4 Minutes did that to her. But I digress. Joker card. Well, I mean, we're probably going to get a deal with the devil anyway, is the thing. So I think you can be smart here, though, because this is not Depths 2, it's Necropolis 1. 0 out of 2 ain't bad. We got the Gauss. Pop it just for the HP. We got Emperor, we got Temperance. Temperance. Okay, so here's what you do. No, I mean, we're going to lose the Temperance card, and I think I'm okay with that. Use the Emperor card to bounce out of here. God, I hate fighting Brownie. It's like the new Bighorn. Like, this guy shows up on every freaking run lately, and I hate him. But take this. We gotta deal with the devil. I guess I'm not bummed if we get good stuff, and we really did get good stuff, so goodbye Krampus's head. Why did I do this? Well, I wanted to save the half spirit heart for, you know, going out into the... through the spikes. We lose a temperance card as a result, which might cost us a little bit more, but I don't know. You know, we've been doing a lot of dailies. I've been having a lot of fun with them lately, but I'm trying new things as well, even if the new things are as mundane as, like, you know... Let's handle this way. Oh, dude, you use 2 of clubs. And then you use Ancient Recall. I thought that would give us the 3 most recent cards we used. Maybe I'm an idiot, but still. I mean, we got a lot of bombs out of it. We already used our key. We already used Zarki. We didn't get a blank card, so I feel like we're kind of free to use some of this stuff. We're keeping the Emperor card as basically like a failsafe if for some reason it seems like we're not going to make it to the boss fight. To boss rush, I should say. I think, like, because we have Sackboy, we should have a pretty good shot at just getting enough consumables to make this happen regardless. Actually, you know what? We definitely want the Joker card, just in case we don't get a deal with the devil on the next floor. And we got a little bit of time to explore here. Like, it's certainly at least enough to get to the item room. I didn't really think that Jumper Cable's Guppy's head was going to be that good, but it seems like it's largely getting the job done here, if I'm being honest with you. I don't know if we even want the HP at this point. We do have Deal with the Devil precedent, but okay. I guess we'll take it. That's a sign. Said, hey, pretty Edmund, won't you give me a sign? I'd do anything to get the rank of 1. I'd do anything and be at your beck and call. John Michael Montgomery, anybody? Anybody? Chad Michael Murray, anybody? Jonathan Taylor Thomas, anybody? Neil Patrick Harris, anybody? I'm trying to think of people as quickly as possible that have 3 first names. Well, Jonathan Taylor Thomas, yeah, 3 first names. Jonathan Tim the Toolman Taylor Thomas, 6 first names. Maybe we shouldn't have taken that. Neil Patrick Harris? Neil, absolutely. Patrick? I think we should have taken that, because it's making our range, like, a lot better. Harris. Now, if someone was like, hey, my name's Harris, I'd be like, yeah, that's... Are you Aziz Ansari's cousin? But, it's not an abnormal first name, but I'd be like, you know what, that's a rare first name. It's rare enough that if somebody was like, and you're, you know, you might be watching this, maybe your name's Harris, and you're going, name's not that weird. I'm not trying to say you got a weird name, Harris. First off, thanks for watching the content. I really appreciate it. Sorry that you ended up being the butt of today's joke, but, you know, somebody's got to go every day. That's the way she goes, boys. But I think Harris is, like, it's not usual enough that I'd be like, hey, Harris, cool name. And he'd be like, thanks, buddy. Cool YouTube channel. See, we're best friends is the thing. Beautiful. Not a Steam sale, but beautiful nonetheless. The money's popping off. Only got 48 in my pocket. No, we're bouncing. Okay, so we got like a lot of every consumable. Points-wise, we're in a great spot. We're in a great spot! And our rank is all the way up there. What are we looking for? Well, this floor is very simple. First off, you re-roll the whole run. No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm in a good spot. And the siren song of the... I didn't get hit there? The siren song of the D6 room cannot sway me. Not today. I think about that sometimes, because Kate and I, you know, we're not in the next stage of our lives, but we're approaching the next stage of our lives, you know? We are probably gonna have kids one day. I've never really been the kind of person who's like, I'm never gonna have kids. But when I was 17, I was like, I'm never gonna have kids. But in the back of my head, I was like, I can say that, because no one's gonna test you on it. They're gonna be like, oh, really? How strongly do you feel about it? Person who just learned how to do derivatives, you know, you're still in the infancy of your life. It's called the derivative scale, as I've always said. So probably like within the next 5 years or so, probably gonna have that conversation. So I gotta think, like, it's worth a key for certain. I gotta think, like, what am I gonna name? What am I gonna suggest, at least, as a name for a daughter or a son? I think I'm a very traditional name guy. Like, Ryan Jr., not gonna happen. That's just, you're asking for trouble. I don't think we want any of this, really. Ruka, where you going, buddy? You gotta poop? And I don't, like, there's no... I'm not gonna name my kid, like, Michael. First off, it's a little played out at this point, plus I know too many Michaels. And it would be like an awkward situation. It's like, what Michael did you name it after? It's like, I didn't really name it after anybody, I just sort of like the name. Yeah, but isn't it weird that, like, one of your best friends is named Michael as well? And I'd be like, yeah, you know, I can't deny it, that's a little weird. But then, like, once you get outside, everyone's like, I don't want a boring name. But then it becomes complicated if you don't want a boring name, but you also don't want an out there name. Like, I don't want to name my kid, like, Glaxon or something like that, you know? I mean, that's... I don't want to be like Nicolas Cage, he named his son Kal-El. That's treating your child as if it's something that you own, which, I mean, like, you sort of do for a while, at least. I mean, you don't have a baby. You are in ownership of a baby, I think. At least, on a colloquial level. Obviously, on a legal level, it's an individual, but you know what I mean. Like, you have... This house has... It comes with a baby, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, let's just go through with this. We didn't go to our shop. Oh, we did go to our shop, and I'm completely okay if we had not gone to our shop anyway. If you name your kid, like, you know, Wolverine or something like that, that's just... Again, not trying to insult anybody, but it's too far. It's too far for me to feel comfortable with. Might as well take this. Take the polar... Oh, we'll take the negative as well, is what I mean. So we'll take the negative today for an Hamburger Tuesday, I will. Okay. Yeah, Pyromaniac. That's pretty great. Beats the pants off a kidney stone. Just gotta play this right. We got here faster than usual. We should make the Hush fight pretty easily. I don't know why you get 2 charges from each room of Boss Rush now. Certainly not complaining. But, you know, just pointing that out there. I'm very happy about it. It's like you get a charge when the room ends and when it starts. It's the classic off by 1 error. You're doing a pre-increment and a post-increment. What are you thinking? Dude, points-wise, we're in a really nice spot right now. Not sure if you noticed that. But yeah, you know, you're probably like, NL, you're not talking about the name thing anymore. It's because, like, the bit's kind of played out, I guess. But, like, to the same token, I'm just sort of like... I don't know. If you go for a name that's too boring, I guess I'd rather err on the side of too boring than, like, too out there. Like, if it's either, like, Dave, or it's, like... You know, a name with a number sign in it or something like that. I guess I'll go for Dave. I don't see a child's name necessarily as like an extension of the adult's personality. I think that's where I get a little annoyed. Or at least, I mean, it's not like it's my business at all, but if you're like, yeah, I really like sandwiches, so my daughter's named Panini. And I'm like, well, you know, what if she hates sandwiches? You know, you haven't given her a tabula rasa. You've given her a sandwich press. Actually, one panini is called a panino. I actually ordered a panini today because I'm fancy, and at the cafe where I ordered it, it was called a panino, and I was internally I was like, I'm not gonna do that. And I said, oh, the turkey panini, and they, you know what, didn't say anything because I'm a paying customer. Actually, it's called a panino. Or do you want more than one? No, I'll take. It's okay, we call it a panini. We've turned the Italian word for press sandwich into an English word for press sandwich that's very similar. That's as far as I'm concerned, that's the way she goes right now. Couldn't afford Panera, so she named her daughter Panini. Tell me that ain't insecure. You got more for me here? This is weird. It's like a ridiculous amount of Guppy's head charges. So we're not crushing it, and we are taking a little bit of damage. So I'm feeling the burn. A little. Keep in mind, we are getting another item here as well. By the way, you might be looking at this and going, Dude, my reflection screwed you. I actually do not think it did. I think it benefits us. Like, the bend is bad, but it came with the benefit of, like, such increased range that I'm inclined to be, like, completely okay with it. But our damage stat is pretty bad. Our rate of fire is not necessarily killing it, so we could speed up. But I think we've got the tools necessary to beat the Hush fight. Even in our current state. Obviously, you know, in the back and the front of my head and both of the sides, I'm thinking about the Guppy Dream. I want the Guppy Dream to come to fruition here. And if it does, great. If it doesn't, less great, but still probably fine for now. Whoa! He's fast. Oh, the worst damage. It's not a huge deal, but I did walk right into that damage, so... I mean, Dark Bomb would be a great pickup. We need offense more than defense, but I mean, look at all the red hearts down here, right? Regular pin actually stands no chance. There. Come on, come on. You gotta be careful with the name bits, man, because you never know who's gonna be watching this and they're gonna be like, you know, I've subscribed to you for 8 years. My name is, you know, Zaxxon. What do you got against the name Zaxxon? It's a perfectly cromulent name. And I'm like, I don't mean it like... Anytime, you know, you're making a joke that, oh, is this maybe Beelzebub? No, the Guppy item doesn't count. Okay. If you're making a joke that might be at someone's expense, you gotta recognize. I think the nature of humor is that you can't make a joke where nobody's the butt of the joke. There's always potentially gonna be people that, could take offense, because a lot of humor is making fun of something. Now, some people go in one direction there and they go, well, in that case, it's impossible to make humor that never offends anybody, so, like, you know, I'm not even gonna try, you know, and it's, you know, the funny thing about abortion is, you know, and that was not a dig at Louis C.K. at all, who I think is a fantastic comedian, and he has a prominent abortion bit in one of his recent specials. But then there's the other side of things. It's like the Mike Birbiglia side of things where, you know, you try to make fun of people, but make it as good-natured as possible. And I think there's space for both. And I try to be more on the good-natured side. Even when I go on, like, a ridiculous bit about, like, and not that I'm a comedian to begin with, but you go on a ridiculous bit about, you know, the people at the deli counter. Try never to go like, those people should be slaughtered. It always comes back to, you know, you're the jerk for making the judgment in the first place, and that's, I think that it helps everybody feel good because you're laughing at people and then you're laughing at me. As long as it ends with the laughing at me, I think everybody, as many people as possible, leave with a smile on their faces. That's just my personal philosophy. So we got this Joker card, and I'm tempted to use that, to be honest with you, but we got to go fast. But the Perthrow rune is also valuable. So I'm going to do something that's a little... This is not min-maxy. It's the opposite. I'm going to Joker card right away. And the idea is... Well, I mean, that's obviously great. The idea is it would be for the best if we don't get a deal with the devil here. But if we do, at least we can use the Perthrow rune to reroll something we don't like. But the Perthrow rune is more something I've got around right now. At least from my perspective, for the purposes of, like, Emperor, Ace of Clubs... World card. Also great for the next floor, but it's something I've got around here mostly to, like, give us a chance to really pop off. You know, we find... Actually, a deal with the devil is, like, a great opportunity to use the Perthrow rune, because we could maximize our Guppy chances as well, but we gotta maybe just go a little faster here to begin with. I think you stick with Perthrow. I know we have an Emperor card, but I think that's taken a little bit too much of the easy way out. He says as he bombs his way through this room, but... you maybe get the idea there, what I'm trying to get at. Nice dodge, nice dodge. Okay, we're gonna have 2.5 minutes roughly on the next floor. Not a ton of time. We did get a deal. We're gonna re-roll it because we're looking for guppy items. It's not, it doesn't really give us anything. So, you know, I'm gonna make a play here. I'm gonna go back, and yeah, it's gonna cost us a bomb, but it's gonna cost us 2 bombs, really. I'm gonna go back and get the Emperor card. Because I don't want to miss the Hush fight. Even when I dream of you, the sweetest dreams just never do, and I'd miss you, baby. And I don't want to miss out on those 10,000 points or whatever we'd get. Plus, the shop, dude. We have 93 cents. It would be nice to get to, oh, yeah. It would be nice to get to, the shop down there. I don't know if this is, like, at all worth our time, but... we're doing big damage, so... I like when we have 3 brimstone lasers shooting out simultaneously. I think that's very good for us. That's good for my morale. So when do we pop the teleport card? It's a tough call to some extent. Not that it matters too much, but it's a bit of a tough call. I would say probably around 29 minutes just to be on the safe side. Because it wouldn't be the worst thing to save the Emperor card is the thing. Like, we could get value out of saving the Emperor card. You know, get to the Cathedral fight a little faster, just in case our HP's bad after the Hush fight, for example, but... so there is value in keeping it, is what I was trying to get at there. Is there value in using it early? Not really, at this point. Small Rock is very, very nice. Even with the speed downgrade, I'm more than content. Gotta peep those battery charges. And the money is just like, I mean, I'd like some luck upgrades, but money's money, you know? It's getting a little ridiculous here. Daygas. Okay, what's the other card? Hanged Man. You know what? See you later, boys. Oh, that's the Hanged Man. I meant to use the Emperor. See you later, boys. We were probably going in the right direction, but it was a little further away. I might have found myself in a trickier spot. I might still find myself in a tricky spot. Good fight, honestly. We can't fight Krampus, so we might as well peep this. It's a guppy item. You got it. I mean, that's the thing. It's going to put us in a slightly dicier position, but you got to take Contract from below. It's a beautiful item for dailies. So we do need a little HP. The Hush fight is not going to be easy necessarily. Certainly paid for itself to open those chests. Fool card is not worth much. This is a surprisingly tough decision. And it's because invincibility is really, really nice, especially on dailies. But the purity bonus from the aura can also be very, very useful. I feel like you might as well spend like 10 cents here, or even 15. That probably didn't matter, but, you know, there's money out here is what I'm getting at. And even if there weren't, there'd be money that we could get later that would fill this gap, so... I mean, in here it's a little bit of an easier choice. Tech Point 5 is a lot better than Triple Shot, I think, if we're charging shots especially, and, you know, if our rate of fire isn't amazing. Health upgrade, we can maybe take it after. Telepills doesn't matter. Walking on Sunshine is temporary invincibility, so it's worth something. Okay, so we're taking Fate's Reward, but what do you go here? I think I'm going to go for the Purity bonus because it's more fun. And right away, big range upgrade, which is probably the most valuable upgrade we can get right now. As Azazel anyway, so. The dangerous part is that we really are better off standing still. Because this thing, the laser, this got a heck of a bend to it, you know? And the bend is dependent on the moves that we've most recently made. Luckily, you know, we got a little brim, and then we got an even littler brim in the form of Incubus. So we're hidden. I guess the bigger problem is we want to hit with everything all at once, and that's not always plausible. I'm glad we didn't reroll this, though. Not just because what we've got right now is good, but because what we've got right now is kind of cool. You know, 3 different and highly divergent brimstone lasers. Plus, we got the tech laser as well, which is also bending, but... Might get a charge here. Should get a charge. There's like 15 flies in that area, so... I mean, the flies are just gonna be used to kill other flies, but... I think we got the bonus charge from jumper cables for the flies, like, going off the screen, which is a little strange, but I'm not gonna complain at this point. Okay, that's fair. How we doing points-wise? I honestly have no idea. I mean, the central premise of this daily is basically, it's pretty easy. It's basically a test of the fundamentals. Like, sure, having 3 brimstones is also pretty nice, but it's mostly about dodging. Were you able to get all the dodges off? If you were, you're probably fine. And remember, we're not going to the delirium fight, so this is actually like... No, stop with these guys, please. This is actually like the peak difficulty of this run right now. It should not get harder than this. So is 50,000 within the realm of possibility? I would probably say... Okay, this guy's gotta go, dude. He's dead already. I popped, feels like I'm walking on sunshine. I guess I'm glad that it didn't go off, because we still have it, but... Are you just waiting for me to damage you enough that you can do the laser beam attack? I don't know. The AI probably wasn't thinking about that, given, you know, lack of sentience and all that, but... So we are in, like, a bit of a weird spot. Like, we have Pyromaniac, but we can't heal because we don't have any red hearts. But I think we did fine on the Hush fight. Not as well as we could have done, but fine. We got the Fool, we got a health up. The songs that remind us of the good times, the songs that remind us of the best times. Telepills. I mean, the Fool does nothing. So you might as well take, like, health up. Bombs are key is not worth it. Okay, we definitely want health up because there's an Eternal Heart somewhere. So we can take that, and then we have 2 HP, and that's bad because we don't have permanent Polaroid invincibility, but it's good because now we can have 2 HP, which means we have a little bit of a buffer in which we can use Pyromaniac. So, there's a lot of value there, actually. I've become frozen in place. I cannot move. Well, controller? I can't move. I can't move. I guess blowing myself up and the makeup table at the same time has caused a little bit of a conundrum here. If I exit, though, I'm pretty sure we just, like, get a score of 0 on the daily. So, puts me in quite a weird spot, doesn't it? I mean, the keyboard works, I just can't move my character. I'm clicking on the window, you know, I tried to use the controller. I really think, like, I broke something in the code by accidentally becoming a QA tester. That's kind of an edge case, so I can understand it. You blow something up that also heals you, that also hurt you, and it gives you 4 pills, and blah, blah, blah. You get the idea. Plus, there's, like, not a Nun's Habit. Yeah, Nun's Habit charge, that has to be... No, it doesn't have to be counted because we didn't take damage. But anyway, you get the idea. I guess I'm going to exit. I mean, I don't want to quit the daily, but I have no other option. So, you know, I'm a nihilist. That's fine. There's our score. It's really bad. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the episode. I should have just Alt F4'd. Maybe we would have gotten a 0 on it, but I'm not too worried about our rank. I'm more worried about being honest about this situation, I guess. For now, thanks for watching. That's a super bummer, because I think we did have a chance at certainly ranking a lot better than this, but for now, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future, and I apologize for the way it ended, despite it not really being my fault, except for throwing a lot of complicated actions at the game at once. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. I mean, obviously the keyboard works, because, like, I can do this, but it just wasn't working in the game. Very strange. Anyway, I'll see you next time.